I figured it out. I know why I'm afraid to, I've been hesitating in publishing articles regarding psychology. It's because I love the profession so much. I really do. Like, there is not a second of my day that doesn't involve at least part of my mind psychoanalyzing my behavior, the behavior of people around me, what Mario was feeling when he died. That type of stuff, or when he jumped on the turtle and destroyed the turtle's family. Like, what the hell? Like, I turn psychology even into a game because I love it so much. Like, you guys just don't understand, but that's okay. It's always been my passion. And I have enough evidence to support at least a thesis regarding different behaviors within the autistic community as well as the macro community. Okay, the alpha-beta complex, it is real. I can evince it every day of the week, every hour of every day of the week. It's all around us. It's literally the foundation of our entire societal structure. And I guess, the fact that we're still trying to explain differentiations to the point of finite nuance, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. It's not really that difficult. Betas, when you break them down, their primary prerogative or motivation is effectively the continuation, protection of progeny. So, progeny being children and so on and so forth, basically they're looking out for themselves. True story. That's just it. Like that you can't blame a beta for their actions because, I mean, you can if they choose not to grow or if they are a detriment, but in a way you can't, because that's just their nature. They haven't outgrown it yet. And betas don't really have the need to, because, I mean, betas took over the world. They created capitalism, and capitalism, used correctly, like not selfishly but correctly, is by far one of the best systems in all of existence. If done right, it furthers the propagation of technological advancement, of industrial advancement. It provides adequate motivation that communism lacks, and that socialism often lacks. I mean, I freaking love it. Sorry, like, I'm thinking the psychology of it too. But that's why I'm afraid to submit articles, because redefining the alpha-beta complex, I mean, I know I'm accurate. I have spent years on this. Like, I knew it from the beginning. To me, it was obvious as hell. But I keep going over it and over it and over it. And just, am I wrong? And then when I think, okay, I've got it right. Okay, how is it wrong? And you just keep tearing into it and tearing into it. And I know I'm failing in two sections on the social side. I know I'm failing there. I just don't understand the conditions intrinsically enough because I can't identify with them. So I can't properly place them on their line of the spectrum. I mean, I've really put thought into this, and because I love the school of thought, psychology, I love studying human behavior so much, and I've also seen the behavior of the psychological community. I've seen people steal things. I've seen people stutter. I've seen really, really egotistical behavior and denouncement of genuinely valid theories for personal advancement. I mean, I fully expect somebody to take my model and then change it, like adopt it as their own and rename it as their own, so on and so forth. I fully expect that. And I can't really blame the person, because anyone who would do that is a beta. Betas seek self-advancement, and you can't really blame a beta for what they're going to do. I mean, you can, again, poor behavior is poor behavior, but at the same time, it is also their nature. Don't you love these trees? Wait for it, wait for it. Bam! Look at that. Gorgeous. Look at you. Oh my gosh. Oh, but we come into the creme de la creme. Y'all ready for this? See, I'm getting all excited about plants and whatnot, but I'm also helping to design the enchanted theme of this, and it's going to be hot. Let me tell you something. But you know what's even more hot? Bam! Look at that. Look at you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, seriously, this place feels enchanted. And we're going to make it so much more so. Like, it came pre-packaged this way. We just had to clear some hedge, but I mean, I'll show you. Look at this. My grove, baby. In fact, let me flip the camera so I can aiming at. So each one of these trees, as I've mentioned before in previous videos, right? Each one of these trees is a different fruit. In fact, the far one over there, that big little shrub thing in the center, that's a triple tree, and I think I've got one. Yeah, there's one more triple tree over there. And then there are bushes in between, spaced adequately to provide a privacy barrier. Excuse me. And one more thing. Check this out. Female kiwi, male kiwi. What's going to happen? I'm going to develop an arch for the entryway. This is the one section that's not closed off. They're going to come up and they go kiss. They're going to make babies or whatnot. And then you can just be like, hey, this is where babies come from. You know, two vines come up, kiss, and like, boop. See, I'm trying to make this whole place fun and entertaining. It's meant to be a getaway. It's been exactly that for me. We got them apple blossoms blooming right there. Look at this. This whole place is just, it's gorgeous. Little mini lake over there, like, and we've got a mini four-wheeler. Well, that's what we call the golf cart. But yeah, I find I'm out here a lot when I'm thinking about and talking about articles and psychology, because I very much expect some pushback, some beatback, some idiot trying to make a name for themselves by taking somebody else's work and just repackaging it. Man, some people are really grasping for attention. Let me tell you something. Ooh, but look at you, look what's happening. Bam, another one. Who saw that coming? I love being out here. Plus up by the lake over there, we've got the Chimnea, and I've got 2 pink lemonade blueberries. So they're late season, meaning when it comes time to get the fall going, get the winter going, we go right up there to the Chimnea. We start lighting up a few things, and then we could reach over and pop, get a fresh blueberry. The real trick, like right now, I'm putting, a scent thing to keep the deer awake, which is working. Wow, light. Come on, there you go. So it's working. But at the same time, ain't nobody want to eat what that smells like. I sure as heck don't. So I've got to figure out a better method for protecting these from the deer, or just put it like widely around it. Because we want to keep it organic. Everything here is organically grown. I keep beating around the bush because I love the community, and because of my past experiences, I'm worried about being shunned from the community before I even get into it. And I will. I've got a few things that need to be said and clarified. Because the abuse of NLP in marketing and in media, guys, we just got to man up and call out things for what they are. That's another thing is, yeah, I'm going to get backlash, F it. The psychological community is full of betas. When Benny X. Lee stepped up and basically spoke for the community saying, listen, this man's behavior is wrong, and we all know it. Here's why. Here are the she was just breaking it down. Technically within limits. Like with it. One of the things that I love about not being a psychologist is I can be straightforward, honest. As long as I'm careful about any sort of diagnosis or presumptive diagnosis outside of conditional behavior description, I'm good. I'm not going to talk about whatever the heck I want. But yeah, I mean, I've got that computer running in the background all the time when I'm talking. just saying, hey, you might want to think about that. But it's running like a computer, so it's just boom, 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 boom. It's unique. Don't get me wrong, but if a certain character calls for a boycott of something, Diet Coke. I'm sorry, that was petty, but at the same time, I'm still keeping it. But it also falls in line with the fact that Bandy X Lee, she came out and she was a spokesperson. Now, was she grasping? I don't think so. She's a world authority. So she wasn't doing it for notoriety. She was doing it because she believed in what she was saying. And I completely endorse her. I've been saying it for years too. In fact, I've called more shots than I can count. But psychologists can do that, and psychological experts, by the colloquial definition, can do that through experience and practice and study. Some behaviors are truly manifest, whereas some are just strictly endemically naturalized or just natural. Microexpressions are just natural. Well, epigenetically naturalized, but present day natural. I mean, I love psychology, and I'm nervous to publish articles because of my inexperience and my lack of credential. I'm used to being ignored and all that, and it scares the heck out of me. Because I love the community and I'd love to be a part of it and actually engage with other people regarding discussions of behavioral analysis unto the epigenetic level and current expression. Like I've said before, I prefer simple examples, right? So, you know the snap? Well, the snap was the world's first, humanity's first example of free-range parenting. So think about it this way. We hear a snap, and it's used for NLP, hypnotic induction, and basically, remember, it happens so much, and it's so prevalent that you can snap yourself out of it. That's where the phrase came from. 1920s, I want to say. It was definitely before the Art Deco period, or Art Deco jewelry becoming a long story. Again, autism. I've got 101 things going through my head right now. Just trying, because I'm visualizing everything I'm talking about. But the short and skinny is, I'm nervous. One thing that you'll notice about betas, and again, anybody in the psychological community can back me up on this if they're familiar, is narcissism. Narcissism and sociopathy are endemic in the United States. Like the lesser expressions or fully expressed, it is endemic. You want to meet a narcissist, go find a tow truck company owner. We're not narcissists, but sociopath, because they take advantage of other people often. It happens so often, it's a stereotype. We're just not doing anything about it because we're lazy. Bandy X Lee was not lazy. She stepped up, and she said what should have been said. We don't have a lot of those. And betas attack. Narcissism is where your perception of self says, okay, I need to be better than everybody else. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. We have all-stars, and we have inventors, and we have all sorts of people that said the same thing and did it. Like, good God. I love it. Betas have their place. Like, we look down on it, but at the same time, autism's looked down on. It shouldn't be looked down on. I mean, side by side, if we're going into any sort of thing where, let's just say I can more than stand on my own. And I can usually stand against multiple people. And I'm saying this intellectually, not just physically. But the difficulty of my life has prevented many opportunities and prevented knowledge of the validity of certain opportunities when they were present. And what that ends up prescribing is, one, I've got abandonment issues. big ones, and I have very good reason for that. Extremely good reason. And I'm still feeling that reason. Financially, in so many different ways. So I've had a hard life, and opportunities have been missed, plus I have to go back and question whether it was the college's fault or mine, but that there was definitely mishandling. And I'm intrinsically biased because, one, I feel victimized, but they've also settled class action suits for the same reasons that other colleges have. You know, just the same general scandal, mis-selling and all of that good stuff, mishandling of finances, and student loan application and carrying of credits. So I very much feel victimized. I don't want to be an unnecessary victim. See, it's difficult to spell everything out correctly because now my legal mind is dancing around. So I'll just say this. I don't know who was wrong. Perhaps both sides were. I know one side definitely was, and there's enough evidence to support that. Or at least speculatively. When things are lost, when data's lost, when phone calls are lost, then it becomes absent evidence, non-applicable. That's the challenge I'm running into. But without the academia, who's going to take me seriously? And that's the challenge, because now you got betas who actually have academia who band together. That's why betas are so freaking powerful, is they just band together. They form cliques. They form tribes. Well, not really tribes, but definitely cliques. So, I mean, I have realistic apprehensions. I'm not a fool. But the apprehensions are also holding me back from moving forward. Live it long enough to life of trauma, that crap happens. I'm gonna submit another one. Let's see if anybody actually picks it up. Nobody's picked up the first 4 or 5 that I've submitted. No publication. I'm just like, really? I've never heard this stuff before. But I think a lot of it is, again, the academia. I am not doctor. I am expert at best, and again, by colloquial definition. So, que sera, right? Time to get back to work. This book is going to happen.